Hey, this is Samantha here from Recipethis.com and the voice behind the popular Kitchen Gadgets podcast, Magic with Gadgets. Today I wanted to show you just how easy it is to use the air fryer to make any crumble, and I'm demonstrating this with plums. Before we share this amazing recipe with you, we recommend that you head over to Recipethis.com. At the top of the site is a search bar, and you can search for any of our recipes that are featured on our YouTube channel. So this makes it really easy. So if you see one of our videos and you want step-by-step photos or a free printable recipe card, then that search box is amazing. And then if you scroll down below that, you'll be able to see our categories. And what you can do is, let's say you've got an Instant Pot, you can click on the link just for Instant Pot recipes. The same for the air fryer, slow cooker, soup maker, Thermomix, or whichever recipe you've got. And best of all, I highly recommend you enter your email address and sign up for our weekly newsletter. In our weekly newsletter, we feature all our latest recipes, as long as tips, tricks, popular previous recipes, and so much more. And we just really would like it if you join. And then when you do join, you can reply to any of our newsletters and you'll get direct email response from me or my husband Dominic, and it's just brilliant. You can also look through the archives of our entire site. So let's say you're looking for Christmas ideas, then you can look at December of the previous year or the year before that for some great ideas, search for our categories and do so much more. We've got 1,400 plus kitchen gadget recipes on Recipethis, and I just cannot wait to see you over there and welcome you to the Recipethis family. This is going to be just a really easy plum crumble, and you can swap the plums for blueberries, raspberries, strawberries, apples, pears, or whatever you like to make a crumble with. It's just really simple and perfect for doing in some ramekins in the air fryer. What we have is these gorgeous cute little ramekins. Any ramekins will do. I just recommend going with the same size so that you can fill it up correctly. And we've got half a dozen plums that we're using in this recipe. And then, as well as that, the usual ingredients that you need to make a crumble. We've got flour, we've got oats, we've got butter, and of course we've got plenty of sugar. So it's just really simple to make and prep for the air fryer. So the sugar that we've done here, it's going to do both sugaring the plums and to make the crumble with, and then also to make it lovely and sweet, we've also got some golden syrup. You can swap this for maple syrup, honey, or another favourite sugar of yours. And then the ramekins, I've got 4 of them ready there, so that when I start slicing, I can put the plums straight into the ramekins. And what you can do is keep the skin on, because otherwise if you de-skin your plum, you really won't get much plum, or you'd have to go through quite a few of them. And I find it easiest just to cut round the plum, and then you can get as much out of it as you can. And just get a few little chunks in here. And these plums are just perfect size by the time you've filled them up and got them ready for cooking in the air fryer. So if you notice, that's just one plum. And then another one. I recommend you start by just putting a 1 plum into each of them and then seeing how much you've got left over. And then see if you want to add any more in. Bit didn't want to go in, and then you'll find that in some of them the stones are bigger, so you won't get as much out of it. And there you have it. That's a plum each for each of them, but as you can see, some of them have got less in than others, so now you can go back around and distribute it. And then I'm actually going to leave it there because I've still got a full plum left, and they're just well filled already. and you don't want it to go too over. So I'm just going to leave it there, and then you've got a spare plum to eat. And then once you've done that, roughly about a teaspoon per ramekin. Number 3, and finally the last one. So then you've got a layer of sugar on top, and then as well as that, a little drizzle. And then they are ready now to be going into the air fryer. So if you just want to move everything out of the way so that you can open your air fryer basket, and then place them like that into the air fryer basket, and then in they go. And you're looking for 180 Celsius, that's 360 Fahrenheit, and a cook time of 5 minutes to soften your plums. And we've beat, so let's check on those plums, shall we? Wow, they're looking fabulous already. So as you can see, they're starting to soften, the sugar's on them lovely, and they're now ready for the crumble mix to be made to serve with them. So now the plums are on, you can focus on doing your crumble topping. So I find it easy to weigh everything out first, but it's totally up to you how you do it. So into your bowl, add your flour. I recommend self-raising flour, or as you call it in the US, self-rising. And then of course the remainder of your sugar. And then add in your oats. It's 1 ounce of oats, so it's an easy quantity to remember. And then finally add in your butter. But first, let's just give it a chop, because then it's easier when you're mixing it up. So now the butter's chopped. You've got all your ingredients in there, and then it's just a case of rubbing the fat into the flour and the sugar and the oats. It's much better if your butter's at room temperature. Ours is quite stiff, and that's because the studio where we're taking the photos and the videos is really cold, so it's actually ended up going to fridge temperature. So it's better with softening. It doesn't matter, it's just more hard work when you're doing it. And then if you go a bit higher, you can see how much bits are left. Shake it up and the butter bits will come to the top. And then it'll still be like coarse breadcrumbs because you've added oats in there. But if you don't like the oats texture, then you can leave the oats out. And there you have it. That's ready now to go on top of your plums. So let me show you it. That's the kind of texture that you're looking for. And just make sure you haven't got any big bits of butter left. So then, grab your air fryer basket, and then you can start loading your mixture on top of your plums. Oops, I put too much on that one. The problem I have is I always end up doing too much. So we're going to have enough left over here to do some more with, which, considering we're using this veggie box, it would be great to make another dessert from this. See, we've still got loads left there, so we can make another apple crumble with what's left over, which will be great. And then spread them back out. Don't worry too much about the mess in the air fryer, that can be sorted once they've been cooked and they've cooled down a bit. Just make sure that they've all got a good coating, and then you're ready for it to go back on. And then turn it round so that you're ready to put the air fryer back in. And you're looking for a temperature of 200 Celsius, that's 400 Fahrenheit, and a cook time of just 5 minutes, and then press start. And we've beat. So let's check on our plum crumble. And wow, it's what you call sizzling. So it looks just like, well, I say her picture actually looks better than mine, but it's just like the blueberry crumble that we've got that's coming up in our air fry cookbook. So if you've not done so already, pre-order over at recipethis.com our complete air fry cookbook, and you'll be able to get a variation on this, and then you can swap this for any fruit that you want. And you can see the lovely syrup texture that it's got going on it. And I can't wait to tuck in, but if I put that in my mouth, honestly, I wouldn't have a tongue anymore, would I? So, let me give you a close-up on them. And these just look absolutely fabulous. I'm just going to let them cool down a bit, and then I can tuck in and tell you how great they are. Right, so now they've had a chance to cool. I'm not going to burn my tongue, or hopefully I'm not. And they're still lovely and warm on touch. And I'm freezing today, so it's a nice warm up. Oh, crumble. Oh, these are so nice. These are so nice, honestly. If you love crumble, then you can just, like I said, use this mix with any different fruit mixtures. It's totally up to you. And of course, if you head over to Recipe This, top of our site, there's a link there to pre-order our cookbook, and that includes crumble made in these cute little ramekins. Thanks so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to the Recipe This family. You can find us on Twitter, Facebook and Pinterest. We also have a weekly newsletter at recipethis.com/newsletter, where we share with you our latest kitchen gadget recipes, what we're cooking in the Milner kitchen, and so much more. As well as this, we recommend that you subscribe to our YouTube channel, and then whenever we have a new video, you will be the first to know. And if you want to know about all our future videos, then I recommend you hit the bell for instant notifications. But even better, we now have a podcast. It's called Magic with Gadgets. Simply search Magic with Gadgets on your favourite podcast player and you'll find us there.